2024 was an impressive year for Kenyan investors. Why? Some investments delivered impressive results, while others delivered a steady growth. But how did your favorite assets perform? We'll take a look at that in this video. From stocks to Saccos and even government bonds. Yes, so stick around to find out how your favorite assets performed in 2024 so that you can make smarter decisions in 2025. If this is your first time on this channel, hi, my name is Gertrude and I talk about money, from investing to saving and even budgeting. As long as it is about how we can create wealth, I'll speak on it. So hit that like and subscribe button and bell notification so that you can never miss a video from this channel. Well, the first asset we are going to look at is how stocks performed in the local scene. That is, in 2024, our stock market was the best performing stock market in Africa. Yes, it was number one, followed by Malawi and then Uganda. The irony is, in 2023, it performed so badly. So how did our investors benefit from this performance? Well, the thing is, investors gained from capital appreciation as well as dividends. Yes, people got paid, investors got paid in 2024. And for anyone who is new to this whole investment scene, what is capital gains? Capital gains is simply buying a stock at a low price and then selling it at a higher price. For example, if you bought Bamboo shares at the beginning of the year, that is in January 18, it was around 35 shillings. 35, let me be precise, 35.05. And you waited until September, whereby it was at its highest peak at 83 shillings. If you bought at 35 in January and sold at 83 in September, you would have pocketed the difference, which is around 47 shillings per share. And that is the first way that investors made money from the stock market in 2024. One major investor, for example, we have our local Warren Buffett, someone who is referred to as our local Warren Buffett, who made more than 2 billion. Not more than, he made around 2 billion from investing in Bamboo from both capital appreciation as well as dividends. I've shared the story about Mr. Patel on our group. You can find it in the description box below. It's a fascinating story, so you better read it. The second way that investors made money through the stock market is through dividends. And for anyone who is new to this whole scene, what is dividends? Dividends is simply the company that you invest in sharing part of the profit it makes from its business with you, the investor. Does it have to always pay dividends? No, it does not. But to keep the investors happy, most Kenyan stocks usually pay dividends whenever they make profit. Let's look at the best performing stocks on each side in 2024. The first one is none other than, let's look at the companies that had the highest capital gain, that is, the share price increased the most. Number one, we have East African Portland Cement, which on 29th December 2023, the share price was at 8 shillings. Towards the end of last year, that is on 20th December 2024, the share price had increased to 32 shillings. That is a 306.88% increase. And East African Portland Cement is in the construction sector. The second highest gaining stock in the Kenyan stock market in 2024 was Kenya Orchids. You get it. So on 29th December 2023, this company's share price was 19.50. By December 2024, the share price had increased to 70 shillings per share, giving us a gain of 258.97% gain. Now, this stock is in the manufacturing sector. The third company is KPLC. Yes, well, you are busy paying your Kenya Power bill. Some people are gaining from investing in the company. So KPLC on 29th December 2023, the share price was 1.40 shillings. By last year, that is December 20th, the share price had increased to 4 shillings per share, giving us a 186.43% gain. Now, KPLC is in the energy sector. Now, number 4, we have KCB, which on December 2023, the share price was 21.85, and by December last year, the share price had increased to 39.65 shillings, giving us a gain of 81.46%. Now, KCB is in the banking sector. Last but not least on this list, we have I&M Group, which in December 2023, the share price was 17.50, and by the end of last year, the share price had increased to 31.75, giving us a gain of 81.43%. I&M is in the banking sector as well. There we have it, the 5 best gaining stocks of 2024. East African Portland, Kenya Orchids, or you get what I'm trying to say, KPLC, KCB Group, and I&M. Let me know, do you think these stocks will perform as well in this year? Let me know in the comment section below. Let's continue to the 5 best dividend-paying stocks of 2024. Now, did you get any dividends in 2024? So personally, I got paid 6 times. I'm hoping I can increase that amount to 12 times this year. Without further ado, let's go to the highest dividend-paying stocks of 2024. And the thing is, the energy sector dominated this list last year. The first 3 are in the energy sector. Number 1 with the highest dividend yield is none other than Kenyan, with a dividend per share of 0.65 shillings per share. And the closing price, as at the time that I was compiling this list, the price was at 3.44 shillings, giving us a dividend yield of 18.90. The second company on this list is KPLC with a dividend yield of 0.7 shillings. Yes, 0.7 shillings per share. Fun fact, KPLC will be paying dividends on 31st January. So if you are a KPLC shareholder, stay tuned for that. Now, the closing price was at 4.15 shillings, giving us a dividend yield of 16.87%. Number 3 is Umeme. That is the Ugandan version of our very own KPLC. Now, Umeme had a dividend per share of 2.77 shillings per share, and the closing price was at 16.55, giving us a dividend yield of 16.74%. Yes, giving us a dividend yield of 16.74%. Now, number 4 on this list is none other than BAT Kenya, which is in the manufacturing sector. Now, BAT issued a dividend of 50 shillings per share, and the closing price was at 350 shillings per share, giving us a dividend yield of 14.29%. And last but not least, on this list of 5 best performing dividend stocks in the Kenyan stock market is none other than Kenya Reinsurance, which issued a dividend per share of 0.15. The closing price was at 1.16, giving us a dividend yield of 12.93%. There we have it, the 5 best performing dividend stocks in the Kenyan stock market. Let me know, do you think these stocks will perform the same way this year? Or will we have some newcomers in the field? Let me know in the comment section below. On the other side of investments in Kenya, we have government securities, which performed so well in the first half of 2024. For example, for government bonds, they gave us rates as high as between 16 to 18%, with the highest coupon rate bond in 2024 giving us 18.46%, which was an infrastructure bond, as you can see on the image attached right here. And while the highest interest rate bill was the April bill, which had a rate of 16.84%, and you can see it on the image attached as well. There we have it for government bills and bonds. The rate was between 16 to 18%, and that was in the first half of the year. Then toward the end of the year, the rate started decreasing. And you might be asking, why did the rates drop? Well, the first reason is the government borrowing needs decreased. This is most of all thanks to the payment of the Eurobond in the first half of the year. This led to the reduced issuance of securities, high rate securities. Number 2 is that the demand by investors increased, driving the prices and the yields down. So high demand, low supply. Basic economics, demand and supply. Number 3 was the policy rate. The policy rates that were reduced by the CBK, that is the Central Bank of Kenya, which influenced yields in the short term. Number 4 is that inflation became controlled. Yes, towards the end of the year, the rate of inflation lowered, which means the CBK had to pursue less tight monetary policies. Alright, in the global scene, Kenyan investors were not left behind. Yes, investors invested in both the local market and also foreign markets. Here are the best global stocks of 2024. Number 1, we have Plenty Technologies. This is the top performing S&P 500 stocks of 2024 in the US stock market. Number 1, we have Plenty Technologies. Number 2, Vistra Corp with an increase of 276%. Number 3, we have a favorite for most tech enthusiasts, that is Nvidia, which had a gain of over 171%. Number 4, we have GE Venovia, which had an increase of 153%. Number 5, we have Axon, Axon Enterprises, which had an increase of over 149%. This is at 20th December 2024. 2024. Okay, you can see the rest on the screen. Now, let's go to the best performing ETFs in the global market, specifically the US stock market. For anyone who doesn't know what an an ETF is simply a basket of stocks. Unlike when you are investing in stocks where you choose one company, for ETFs, this is a group of stocks. For example, the most popular ETF is the S&P 500 ETF, which holds 500 of the best performing companies in the US stock market. So, as a new investor, this is where most people say you can get started as you continue learning about investing in securities. All right, so these are the best performing ETFs in the US equity markets. Number one, we have Alja, which had a return an increase of 46.15%. Number two, we have the American Century Focused Dynamic ETF, which had a gain of 45.89%. Number three, we have Investcorp S&P 500 Momentum ETF, which had a gain of 45.81%, followed by Sophie Social 50 ETF, which had a gain of 44.61%. And lastly, we have Adaptive Select ETF, which had a total return of 43.89%. You can see the others on this list on your screen. For anyone who is new to this investing in ETFs, US stocks, don't worry, I'll create a video about it very soon, so stay tuned and leave any questions that you have about investing in global stocks in the comment section below, and I'll be happy to answer them in that video that will be coming very soon. Now let's get back to the local scene, whereby we will look at Saccos and how they were paying their investors. All right, okay. So Saccos in Kenya in 2024 gave their investors great returns on their deposits as well as their capital. Now, for anyone who is new to this Sacco game, what does paying interest on deposits or capital mean? So, in order for you to become a member of a Sacco, there's a minimum amount that you need to pay, or a minimum number of shares that you need to own or pay for, so that you can become a member of that Sacco. So, and at the end of the year, the Sacco gives you interest on that amount that is the capital. On the other hand, the second way that you get paid by Saccos is through your deposits, or something that we call savings. At the end of the year, the Sacco will give you an interest on that. But these rates were so good that they started raising concerns. The returns were so good in 2024 and some years leading to 2024 that they raised concerns on, and some critics criticized the legitimacy of these rates. Let's listen to one critic.
Your Sacco is in the business of lending. It lends money at 12%. It pays all its expenses from the 12%. And then it pays you dividends of 15%. The Sacco math is not adding. Either they have discovered a financial miracle, or we're in a lot of trouble. Let me break it down. First, Saccos are designed to lend money, not to invest. Their managers are lending experts, not stock market wizards. And yet, they are dishing out dividends of 15%. Where is the money coming from? Some are claiming that they are flipping land. Let me tell you, Minor, the days of buying a shamba in January and selling it for double in December are long gone. Guess what? I hear some are borrowing to pay dividends. It is like taking a loan to impress your in-laws over Christmas. It works for a while, but eventually someone will have to pay the price. On December 14th, CS Oparanya warned Sacco bosses that they will be jailed for paying dividends from borrowed money. I am not telling you a secret. It is public. And the loans will come due. What will happen to your dividends? Or worse, your savings? Saccos are an important part of our society. We need them. Many of us, we went to school because our parents were borrowing from Saccos to pay for our school fees. If you're one of those people who have been getting dividends of 10 to 15%, you need to do something. Number one, ask your Sacco, how are they funding their dividends? Transparency is key. Number two, if they have been borrowing, on the next AGM, please demand a change. It is your money at stake. Number three, please use your Sacco to borrow cheap loans, not to invest. If you want to invest, please invest with licensed fund managers where the regulations, the law is set out to protect you. A wise man once said, it is not what you don't know that gets you in trouble. It is what you know for sure, but it's not so. Please, I beg, don't let the promise of high dividends blind you to financial reality. One day, the music will stop playing. Be smart. Ask questions and invest where the math is actually mathing. Be unbound. Shalom to all the unbound tribe. God bless.
So this critique is simply asking if the main business of this Sacco is to give loans, then how come they are claiming that this amount they are paying is coming from flipping land? And another person that has warned Sacco bosses, as mentioned in the video, is the CS for cooperatives, MSMEs, that is Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises Development Cabinet Secretary is Wycliffe Oparanya, who has warned Saccos not to take loans from banks so that they can give these high rates. And one thing I want to emphasize, just like with any investment avenue per se, kindly look at the financial statements of these companies. If you don't get how they are able to pay this amount, high chances are in the long run they won't be able to do so, and that is putting your money at risk. So yeah, but enough of that. Let's look at the 5 best interest paying Saccos in Kenya in 2024. Number 1, we have Nyati Sacco, which gave its members a dividend of 21% and interest on deposits 11.3%. When I say dividend, this is dividend on their capital, and I explained what capital means. Number 2, we have Tower Sacco with a dividend rate of 20% and the interest on deposits 13%. Number 3, we have Port Sacco with a dividend of 20% and interest on deposit of 12.5%. Then we have year two Sacco with a dividend of 19% and an interest on deposits of 13%. Next we have all-in Sacco with a dividend of 17.5% and an interest on deposits of 12.2%. And that's a wrap. We are done. Let me know, where are you investing your money in 2025? Ideally, what are your goals in 2025? Let me know in the comment section below, and I'll see you in the next one. But before that, in the meantime, you can watch any of these videos that YouTube recommends, and stay tuned for the video on how you can invest in US stocks and ETFs from Kenya. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye now.